Alright, so yesterday we had some issues with assembling the Vex Squarebot. I'm going to show you a few, hopefully, tips that will help you out. There's not as easy a way to assemble some of these parts like a round peg and a hole. We can line those up pretty easily like we did in that very first primer tutorial we did at the beginning of the year. These take a little bit of, not work, but just a little bit of I guess work to get them together. But anyway, let's see, we want to do the chassis rail. We want to bring that in, and so we'll start with that guy and we'll do a bearing flat. So I'm going to set him down and set him to default and hit the check mark. If we didn't do that, not a big deal. I'm going to turn off the X, Y, Z coordinates and the datum planes. Now I'm going to bring in the bearing flat right there. And this, with the robot, a little bit about what this little piece is. A little plastic piece that allows you to support the gears and an axle, and allows the axle to spin freely in there. But anyway, so I'm going to set that down. I'm going to zoom in, and I want to assemble, I want to I guess align this face and this face right here. So I'm going to click on this face of the chassis rail and this underside of the bearing flat. And so now they should be on the same, if we look at this, if I turn this to the side here, they should be, you know, the surfaces should align now. Now what the instructions want is for us to get the center hole on the fourth hole here on the middle of the chassis rail. The problem is this is a round hole and this is a square hole, you know, so they don't really align too easily. But really easy way to work around that, you hit the Control Alt buttons, hold those two down, then hold down your right mouse button, and you can slide this guy around. There he goes. Let me go to the underside here. And I'm sorry, there's a little bit of a lag on my computer. I hope the video doesn't lag as much as this thing's doing right now. Anyway, Control Alt right mouse button, and see, there's second, there's third hole, here's the fourth hole, and I'm wanting this center hole aligned with the 1, 2, 3, fourth hole in the middle here. And so I'm going to I'm going to take a look at this. Looks pretty good. All three holes are kind of aligned here. Everything looks good, and I'm going to hit the green check mark, and there's one bearing flat. Now then it wants us to add another one here, so that the process just repeats itself. After that, we're going to bring in some of the little screws to hold it together. So now we need to find the screws, and it's the 832 hex screw, and I believe it might be this one right here. Let's hit open. So we want the longer of there's two screws there, and they're the same diameter, one just a little longer. So now this one's should be a little easier. We want to, sorry, getting interrupted there. We want to align, this will be easy, align this part of the screw with the inside of this hole, and then we'll have to, let's undo that. Let's twist it around just a little bit here. Control Alt and the center wheel. There. Sorry, my computer's lagging quite a bit today, and it's kind of messing me up a little bit. So let's see if we can get this twisted around a little bit more. It's starting to go anyway. So again, this part of the screw, and the, see if it'll turn, there it goes, and the inside of the hole. There we go. Now we're aligned. We have this set up the way we want it, and then the next step is to mate this surface of the bearing flat and this underside of the screw. We get that mated, and we need to just either change this to 0 or click on this and make it match up. And then we'll hit the green check mark, and boom, there it is. And so we have that screw in there, and then the last part we'll have to do, and again there's going to be another one here, and then there's 2 on the other bearing flat, and so on. But let's bring in the Keps nut, and if you want to see what a Keps nut is, sorry. If you want to see what a Keps nut is, I'll be happy to show you sometime. There it is. The Keps nut is nothing more than it has kind of like a washer attached to it to make it hopefully not come loose. Alright, so to get this to fit on here, we Control Alt middle mouse wheel, kind of rotate that around. Click on the inside of the screw, or inside of the nut, and then the outside here of the screw, and that'll align them. And then just a matter of this face of the chassis rail against this face right here of the Keps nut. And again, we can just change that number there to 0. And bam, there it goes. So that's the basics of this, and I don't know, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.